Some of you are familiar with the Wyeths of Pennsylvania and Maine. Others might be more familiar with Peter Hurd's southwestern paintings and Henriette Wyeth's portraits and still life work. In this gallery, where family is the cohesive factor, everything you will see is from one gene pool. It began in the Boston area for both sides of the family. N.C. Wyeth was born in Needham, Massachusetts in 1882. In 1900, he went to Wilmington, Delaware, to study with the renowned illustrator Howard Pyle. A few years later, he bought a small farm in the nearby Brandywine Valley, where he worked as an illustrator and raised his 5 children. In 1899, Peter Hurd's father, Harold Hurd, came to the high, dry climate of New Mexico for health reasons. A successful attorney from Cambridge, Massachusetts, Hurd and his wife settled in the frontier town of Roswell, New Mexico. In 1904, N.C. Wyeth made a pilgrimage west to the Badlands of northwestern New Mexico, where he experienced and sketched the last vestiges of the Wild West. That same year, Peter Hurd was born some 200 miles south in Roswell, New Mexico. The two would meet in 1922 when N.C. Wyeth agreed to take Peter Hurd on as a student. Hurd married N.C.'s eldest daughter, Henriette, in 1929. Along with Peter Hurd, N.C. taught 3 of his own children to paint, the 2 eldest daughters, Henriette and Carolyn, and his youngest son, the well-known realist Andrew Wyeth. He also taught John W. McCoy, who, like Peter Hurd, was married to one of N.C.'s daughters, Anne Wyeth, a composer and fine watercolorist in her own right. They had 2 daughters who paint. Anna B. McCoy still works and paints in Rockland, Maine. Andrew Nathaniel Wyeth, or A.N. Wyeth as he is known, is a watercolorist who lives in Willimantic, Connecticut. His father was Nat Wyeth, the eldest son and the only of N.C. Wyeth's offspring that didn't paint. Nat Wyeth was a noted inventor and engineer with the DuPont Company. From N.C. Wyeth's stunning illustrations for children's classic literature published in the early 20th century to the work of his children, Henriette, Carolyn, Anne, and Andrew. Then the 3rd generation, Jamie Wyeth, Michael Hurd, Carol Hurd, and her husband, Peter W. Rogers. The painting tradition has continued into the 4th generation through 2 of Carol's sons, David Rogers and Peter de la Fuente. N.C. Wyeth insisted on a strictly disciplined life as an artist. He was tough on his students, just as he was on himself. His tradition of hard work and attention to drawing is carried on to this day. This family's work is true Americana. It is based on honest human effort. Almost 70 years after N.C. Wyeth's death, the family has pretty much stayed true to the patriarch, each one in their own individual approaches to painting. It doesn't require the interpretation and hype that is necessary to prop up the more self-indulgent, trendy forms of art we see all around us. Established in 1984, Wyeth Hurd Gallery has always been the only place you can collect work by our entire family of artists, from original works and signed prints to inexpensive reproductions and videos. We present you with works for sale by the whole Wyeth Hurd clan, spanning 4 generations and over 100 years of American painting.